How do we get grace and steadfast love in our life? Pastor Paul with today's Inspire You. In the Hebrew book of Jonah, chapter 2, verse 8, I'm reading off to the side here. For those who pay regard to vain idols forsake their hope of steadfast love. Another version says, those who cling to worthless idols forfeit the grace that could be theirs. So how do we get grace and steadfast love in our life? In the movie Gran Torino, Clint Eastwood's character Stanley Kowalski had learned as a soldier in Korea to dehumanize people of Asian descent. And some could argue, although I would not, but some could argue that it had served him well to survive and come home. But as his neighborhood began to diversify and a Hmong family moved in next door, he had to learn that he was clinging to a survival mechanism from the past that wasn't serving him well in the present. And soon he learned that those people he had dehumanized as those people weren't so bad. And in building relationship, letting go, no longer clinging to that vain idol that had helped him in the past, he was able to open his heart to some people and learn a new purpose for his life. There may be things we've used as coping mechanisms or indeed survival mechanisms in the past for which we don't have to be ashamed. We're not sinful and horrible for trying to survive and feel valued and have purpose in our life. But we can learn as we grow that sometimes those mechanisms were for a past season and aren't helpful in the present season, or in fact, they may be fully unhealthy coping mechanisms we now no longer need to keep ourselves safe or feel valued or have a purpose in our life. Yet, we're taught in our religion and our culture to cling to those things because they're what is important, and we just need to chill and not worry and not let life be messy. Let's just deal with it and keep moving and keep doing whatever. But I say, let life be messy. Cemeteries are neat. Nurseries are messy. And one of those has life and one doesn't. It's okay to be messy and start thinking, there are some things I need to let go, but if I do so, it's going to open up some spaces inside of me that I'm going to have to deal with some yucky stuff. Or maybe in relationships, I may have some things I need to clean up or some boundaries I need to build. And let me promise you this, that mess is worth it, because clinging to the past, as we see so many doing around us, their identity built in something that served them in the past, and they're clinging to that vain idol and saying, somebody is trying to take this vain idol from me. And if we let that go, yes, it's messy, but it gives us an opportunity to be open-hearted to a new season. Isaiah 43 says, behold, a new thing is happening. Can you not perceive it? It springs up in the desert. So even in the hardest, most desert-like parts of our life, new life can spring up. And something amazing can happen when we let go of our survival mechanisms, our coping mechanisms, our vain idols of the past. And we have hope then for an open-heartedness to receive steadfast love, authentic life filled with authentic love. I just encourage you to look inside, test those kidneys, test those guts, as it tells us in Jeremiah, where it says, I, the Lord, test the heart. We are to test our emotions on a regular basis and say, what am I clinging to today that only served me in the past but isn't serving me well now? In the Christian New Testament, it says, take every thought captive. That means, like, when something happens, take it out and look at it and say, why did I react that way? And that way we can always check ourselves on clinging to vain idols and forfeiting the grace, the steadfast love, the authentic life that can be ours. I hope this inspires you today, because you inspire me. And let me tell you one thing, God is not mad at you.